Hi everyone, I'm Claire from Pilates Claire. Welcome to my studio. Today we are going to do a little leg workout, maybe about 15 minutes long. We'll see how it goes. So come down onto a mat and then take your legs out in front, roll yourself all the way back and bring your arms by your side. Bring your feet a little bit closer to your hips and just take your feet hip width apart. The arms reach long towards your toes, back of the neck is long, and then just let your collarbones widen, press the backs of the arms into the mat. Focus on your breath. So as you exhale, exhale as fully as you can, feeling your ribs closing together and the belly button drawing in and up. And as you inhale, try and breathe into the back of the rib cage and into the sides of the ribs. So when you're ready, we're going to come into a few pelvic tilts. So we're just going to close the gap between the lower back and the mat and then come back to a neutral position. So just a little curl, closing that gap, and then return into that neutral position. Neutral position being where the pubic bone and the two hip bones are on the same plane. And the tailbone feels kind of heavy in that position. So let's do 3 more. We just close the gap and then back to neutral. We're just kind of warming everything up here. Last one. And then we're going to come into some hip rolls. So imagine, or if you actually have a block or a ball or something, you can put that between your knees and squeeze the legs together. If you don't have a ball or a block, just keep your legs hip width apart, keep the knees pointing straight up to the ceiling and press down through your feet. And then we're going to roll up through the spine, lifting the hips up. Use your glutes to get those hips nice and high, and then roll down through each vertebra. So take your time. It doesn't have to be done quickly. I'm just going to roll up. Try and make sure that your feet stay pressing down equally into the floor. So you don't want your legs to kind of roll out like that, or your feet to lift up. Just press the whole sole of the foot into the floor. And try not to let your arms slide up as your hips lift up. Good. Keep going. I'm just going to do one more. Get those hips nice and high. And then roll down. Good. Take your feet together, your knees together, and we're going to lift our left leg, and it's going to straighten up, but we're going to keep your knees together. So your leg is at kind of like a 45-degree angle. And keep your knees squeezing together, and we're going to lift the hips up and then come down nice and slowly. So we're going to lift up, keep squeezing those legs together, and down. 3 more. Use your glutes. Use your arms to help a bit as well. Try and keep your hips nice and level. Last one. And bring the left leg down. Lift the right leg up. Squeeze those legs together again. And lift and roll down. Good. One more. Good. And just bring your knees into your chest. And we're going to come into, and then we're going to take our feet back onto the mat. Straighten the legs out. We're going to squeeze the legs together. Flex your left foot, point your right foot. We're going to lift the right leg up. We're going to come into some leg circles. Keep this leg as straight as you can, even if it has to be much lower. I'm going to go across the left leg, draw a big circle, and back up to the top. So we go across and around. As the leg comes out here to this side, start to press down with your left hip so that you don't take the hip with you. We'll do one more circle. And then we're going to go the other way. So you're going to go out to the side, down, across and up. And one more. Lower the leg down, flex the foot, point the left foot, lift the leg up, and go across and around. And the other way, out to the side. Try and keep that right hip as still as you can. One more. And lower the leg down and roll up to sitting. Take the feet wide. Keep your feet flexed, and we're going to come into spine stretch forwards. The hands come between the knees. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, round your back and reach forwards. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and round. Keep your feet flexed. If you need to bend your knees because your hamstrings are tight, then do that. That's absolutely fine. Two more. And then back to center. We're going to come into a plank on our forearms. So if you come onto all fours, and then where your hands are, you're going to bring your elbows. And you can either make fists here, or you can just press your hands into the floor, whichever is more comfortable. We're going to step back with our right leg, step back with our left leg, and hold this plank position. We're not going to hold for long. You're going to try and push back through your heels. So you get a nice stretch to the backs of the legs. It might not be a nice stretch, but it will be a stretch. So just hold. Good. And then if you take your knees down to the mat, untuck your toes, and then push your hips forwards and lift your chest up. And we're going to go into single leg kick. So we're going to keep the chest lifted, keeps your hips pushing into the mat. And we're going to take the right leg and we're going to kick, kick, and extend. Kick, kick, extend. Good. Last one each side. And then just sit back on your heels and reach your arms forwards. Good. Come down onto your side. So we are going to line yourself up with the back edge of the mat so that you can make sure you're straight. And then bend your knees so your feet, hips and shoulders are in a line. We're going to keep the sides of the feet together. Knees are going to be bent just in front of you. Hand just gently supporting. We're going to keep the sides of the feet together and we're going to lift the top knee up and then lower down. But as you do these, try to keep your hips facing forwards. You don't want this to happen. We don't want the whole lower part of the body to move. We're just trying to open the hip, work those side leg muscles. And look straight ahead. Two more. Good. And lift your feet up. So feet are nice and high, sides of the feet stay together. And we're going to lift and lower again. Two more. You should start to feel this, just working those muscles here. Keep those feet lifted, and we're going to lift the leg, extend this top leg so it lengthens, bend the knees so the feet come together again, and lower it down. So we lift, extend, bend, and down. Good. 5 more. Two more, nearly there. And then lower the feet down. Straighten the legs, take them to the front of the mat. Flex your bottom foot and press this bottom leg into the floor as much as you can. We're going to point the top foot. We're going to lift the top leg as high as we can. Flex the foot and lower it down. So we lift, flex, and lower. Point, lift, flex, and lower. Keep thinking of reaching that leg as long as you can. Like, touch the ceiling with it. Let's do one more. Good. We're going to take this top leg, point the foot, we're going to take it to about hip height. And do 5 little circles in each direction. And then the other way. And bring that leg forwards. And you're just going to rest the shin just on the mat in front of you. Flex your bottom foot. We're going to do some bottom leg lifts. So we're going to lift and lower. Don't come all the way to the floor. Then lift straight back up. Good. One more. And then we're going to do some circles with this bottom leg. So make the circles as big as you can and try to make them a circle shape rather than a square or an odd shape. We want the circle to be as much behind us as it is in front of us. So we don't want to do our circles kind of all the way here. So we're going to do 5 in each direction. We're going to go forwards, up and back. Keep the foot flexed. Keep pushing through your heel. And then the other way. And then back to center. Turn over onto your front. Just rest your head on your hands. Have your heels together, toes apart, and squeeze your legs together. Hips press into the mat, belly button lifts away. We're going to lift the legs up and then tap the heels together. And lower down. Let's do that once more. So lift and tap. And lower down. Good. Turn over. We're going to repeat those leg exercises on the other side. I'm going to come this way round. So lining yourself up with the back edge of the mat. Bend your knees. Sides of the feet stay together. And then lifting the top knee. Keep this top hip forward. So we lift and lower. Five more. And back to center. Lift those feet up. And our knee lifts again. Keep the sides of the feet together. Two more. And then keep the feet lifted, and we lift, extend, bend, down. Lift, extend, bend, feet together, down. Good, halfway there, 5 more. Last one. And lower the legs down. Straighten the legs, bring them to the front of the mat. Flex your bottom foot, pull it into the floor. Point the top foot and lift, flex and lower. Point, lift, flex and down. Good, keep it going. Two more. And into our circles. So leg comes to about hip height and 5 small circles. And then going back. 5 in the other direction. And bring this leg forwards. Rest the shin on the mat. Flex your bottom foot and lift it up and not all the way down and then push back up. And then our circles. So trying to get them nice and even. And we're going to circle around. And then the other way. And back to center. Turn over onto your front again. Rest your head on your hands, hips into the mat, legs together. And then we're just going to lift one leg at a time. So lift up and down, other side. And back to center. And just sit back on your heels. Reach your arms forwards. And roll up. We're just going to finish with a stretch. So if you lay back down with your knees bent, we're going to lift the right leg up into a tabletop position. Flex your foot. From your hip, we're going to open the leg up and place the right ankle on the left thigh. Bring the left leg up, reach through and hold the back of the left leg. So you're thinking about bringing this left leg back towards you and imagine the right thigh and the right knee pressing forwards. So you get a nice big stretch here. And then lower that leg down, bring the right leg down, left leg up into tabletop, flex the foot, bring the leg across, bring the right leg up, reach through, hold the back of the right leg, and imagine the left knee pressing forwards. Don't actually press your left knee, you don't actually physically want to push it, Just have it in your mind that it's reaching forwards towards the front of the mat, and you're gently drawing your right leg back. And bring that leg down. And you are finished for today. Well done. If you like that video, please like, please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again on the mat soon.